On today's program, Gerald Bickel, Tim Youngren, and Marky Douglas promoting their new movie, Who's in the Mirror. Roger McConnell, Barbara Wardarski, Bill Garberg, and Wally McManigal with information about this year's 7th annual Stand Down event. Welcome to Voices and Views.
Welcome back to Voices and Views. I've got in the studio Mr. Gerald Bickel, Mr. Tim Youngren, and young master Marky Douglas, who are the producers, directors, and the brains behind the movie Who's in the Mirror, and the star, or one of the stars, Mr. Douglas himself. Marky, welcome aboard. Nice to have you in the studio
today. Good to be
today.
here. Thank you.
Who wants to tell me briefly about the film?
I can tell you.
That would be Gerald. Okay.
All right. Okay, the movie is about a guy named Devin. He's like anybody else. People will be able to relate to this movie, but he lives within his comfort zone. And one day he meets this girl and he falls in love with her. Then she breaks his heart. So he starts to go crazy. So he's trying to find a way to get over her. So he starts doing self-hypnosis. He would make himself a bed right by his computer and put the headphones on and do the hypnosis. But with this hypnosis, it opens up a door in his brain, which is a door to his memory, which takes him back to a kid, Marky, and he gets to see why he is the way he is. But back then, he was so angry with all the bulliness and his parents being abusive and alcoholics, he created a split personality or an imaginary friend that comes out in the recent day to do him harm.
Well, I want to tell everybody at home that I watched some of the previews of this, and I mean to tell you, I'm not too easily scared, and I had the hair standing up on the back of my neck during a couple of these preview scenes. So you got what you were looking for, if that's any indication to anybody out there. So when and where was the film shot? You're done shooting as of right now.
Gerald finished the shooting a couple of weeks ago, and he's in the editing process right now, which is probably really time-consuming, especially with all the stuff that you have to work with. But it took us about a year and a half to get everything done and shot and that sort of thing. So
editing a film, I did a little 5-minute film way back. It's a nightmare. How do you keep your sanity when trying to edit a full-length movie?
Well, I believe every filmmaker, they have their own style. Like Tim, he, has his own style. And my style is, what I do is I pick 5 scenes or 3, usually 3 or 5, and I try to make it into a up to 7-minute scene. And then I edit it, and then I go to the next scene. And then after I have all these scenes edited, I bring it into another program where I put it in like a puzzle where I add the film look and everything and the titles and the additional music, and then I go from there.
Cool. Speaking of soundtrack, you got a lot of bands that got involved with this. Can you remember all of them?
Yeah, I think I can remember.
Okay.
We have Rick Tyrone from Great Falls. We have Stabbing Back from Seattle. We have Aiden Arrows from Great Falls. We have Trent Brooks from Great Falls. FCC from Butte, Montana. Riverside Rising from Great Falls. Switch Off Safety from Great Falls, Montana. Levon's LA Ghost. He's an actor in the movie. He's playing John, the character. Lyle Miller, he made a song too. He's from the movie too. And Sam Chapman, he put some music in there, and he did music for my recent movies too, or previous movies. And Dana Jo Forsyth, I hope I said her name right. She's from Great Falls too. And
a lot of people involved in this.
Yes.
And now this movie was shot in surround sound. Then
Yeah, I like to call it the Bickel sound because.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because the way it's done right is not the way I do it. I do it which comes natural. So like when people see me doing stuff, it's like, whoa, what are you doing? But then when it's done, they're like, oh, okay, I see. I like the editing, everybody has their own thing. But for one scene, like a 1-minute scene, we have over 60 tracks in one scene.
Oh, wow.
Audio tracks.
That is crazy. Oh, better
I mean,
you
that's
than
just
me.
a sample. Usually there's more.
Yeah. Well, let's get Tim involved here.
Sure.
Tim, tell me where the movie was shot.
Well, it was mostly shot in and around Great Falls. So we used local neighborhoods. Local businesses were really gracious in opening up their doors to us. So we got a lot of help from the business community. It was great filming, and the actors that are involved in the film are just incredible. Also local actors as well, and they were just fantastic to work with. It was just a lot of fun. And when Gerald and I first sat down, it was May of 2011 when we first started talking about this. We had no idea it was going to take this long. We thought we could get everything done in about maybe 6-9 months. Yeah, that didn't work out too well on that.
You guys co-wrote this, correctly?
Yeah. Gerald did most of the penning, but I helped out a little bit in terms of the scene structure and that sort of thing.
And the editing.
Yeah.
And you've been working on this for like a year plus?
Year plus, yeah, year and a half.
Whoa.
A year and a half almost. So
The
yeah.
equipment? Who has the equipment for this?
Gerald's got a great camera. We use our editing program. He uses you use Acid. I mean, not Acid, but
For the editing?
for the editing. Yeah.
I don't want to give my secrets out, but I can say this: one scene, it takes me about 3 to 4 hours to edit the scene, and then it takes me a week to do the audio just for that one small little scene.
How many scenes do you think you have in the whole movie?
In the whole movie, I think we have at least 40.
Oh, if not more. I think we have more than that.
Yeah, I mean it's a big number.
You're
And
gonna
I was
be
kind of
busy.
scared, and a couple months ago, I'm like, "Am I going to finish?"
Yeah. Well, Marky, you've been sitting there enjoying all this, but now let's talk about your role in the movie. This is your first film then, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Now, did you get involved with any school plays or any community plays downtown maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you play in? Do you remember?
Well, I had 2 children's Missoula theater.
Children Missoula. Okay, yeah. And that was downtown, or was that in your school?
Well, there was one in my school and one downtown.
Which one did you like the best?
Well, I think the one downtown was the best.
Okay, what kind of a role did you play in that? Who did you play?
And which one?
The one downtown that you liked better. Do you remember the other role that you did?
Yes.
Who did you play in that one? Do you remember?
I played a knight.
A knight. Cool. I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
So, were there any problems during the shoot?
There were, yeah.
I think Gerald can attest to this better than I can. You always run into problems. You have a plan set down, or Gerald would have a plan, and something goes wrong, an actor doesn't show up, or an actor is late, and Gerald just works around it. He's got more patience than I do. So,
But sometimes,
Flexibility, too.
sometimes I catch myself, asking, I hope I'm not being too rude, because like when we start filming, when things don't go my way, I start to raise my voice and start to get more pushy and saying, and treating, I don't know. And then I'm like, I hope, I hope I wasn't rude. And they're going, no, you're doing awesome.
that's what a director does.
Well, I think you have to be
You
rude
gotta be that
sometimes,
way
probably.
sometimes. Yeah.
I think Spielberg probably gets his ire up once in a while.
Yeah.
So, Marky, tell me, what did you play in this film? What was your role in this film right here? Who did you play?
I played Devin as a little kid.
Devin as a little kid. Okay, and how was your role in the movie? Was it pretty big, or was it did it last a long time? All the stuff you had to do?
Pretty big.
Pretty big. Okay. Now, did you think it was hard to do what you were asked to do in the movie?
Kinda.
What was hard? Tell me about something that was hard in the movie.
Well, only only a couple things was hard. Most of the other stuff was very easy.
Okay, and fun. But do you remember what was hard? Any particular?
No.
Okay, because the parts I've seen of it, you did a great job. You just were just what the role called for. You were amazing. Now, what was the most fun you had in the filming?
I don't know. I think all of it was fun.
All of it was fun. Well, hey, maybe you got a star forever then. You
Yeah.
have to incorporate him in your next project. What is your next project?
My next project is, I have a couple ideas in mind, but I really don't know yet. I'm upgrading this year. I'm getting a 24p high definition JVC movie camera, which is a step up from what I've been using. And with that, that's just going to add more value to the movies. And with the movie that, people will see, Who's in the Mirror, just imagine that with a bigger production.
Right. Well, you've produced how many other movies did you say? 3?
2.
2. And they were full length also.
Yes.
And then one documentary. I think you told me one.
Yes.
Talk about those projects for a minute. What did you learn from them
All right.
that helped you in this film? Maybe.
Well, it's true what they say. You learn more as you go. When I made the lobby bar, I did that with a high 8 camera. And, I thought it was great when I first did it. And then I did the movie Reborn, which was the first time I ever actually worked with people, because I always did my stuff at home, So when I did Reborn, I made it. And then after it played, I thought, wow, I'm a god. I'm like the best filmmaker in the world,
Yep,
And then,
the ego, the big head got you.
yeah. And then a couple years later, I look at it, and I'm like, oh my God, I put that out.
That sounds familiar. I think we could all look backwards
Yeah.
and see some
I
of
know
that.
a couple of other filmmakers who think they're God too.
Yeah, but they've continued with that belief.
They continue that belief on that. So.
Now, how did you guys get together?
I was actually doing a film downtown, and who told you about it? I can't remember who it was.
Kate Hughes.
Kate Hughes. That's right. Yeah, a mutual friend of ours mentioned to Gerald that I was doing a short film, and he showed up, and we just became friends and started collaborating and working together and that sort of thing.
But it's kind of funny how it happened, because I was having a meeting at Hastings, and they came for, we had a meeting about my movie, what we had to do. And they're like, well, we don't have much time. We got to go see Tim. And I'm like, who's this Tim guy? So they go, come with us.
Is he another god?
Yeah, he's another guy. He's another god. Yeah.
So I went with them, and I'm like, he's there, directing his movie. I'm like sitting there going, crunching, squeezing my fist. Like, who is this guy? And then finally we met. And then after that, we just started working together. And it's like, you have different types of people in this field doing filmmaking. You have the ones that have huge egos. Don't get me wrong, I have a huge one too. But Tim, it's like we both are like chemistry between our editing and everything.
You don't let your egos get in the way. You're looking for a good product, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's usually just when Gerald and I are working together, it always seems to be about the work, about what's the best for the scene, what's the best lighting, how can the sound be better. It's not about who's getting FaceTime or who's going to be first on the billboard in terms of director or writer or whatever the case may be.
All partners should be as lucky as you two.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's and I have to tell Gerald and you, it's just wonderful working with a guy like Gerald. He says he's got a big ego, but I don't see it on the set at all. I just see him really focused and really attuned to making the best movies that he possibly can, but also learning as he goes along as well. So it's great working with him.
That's the best part of life is learning and expressing it.
Oh, once you stop learning, you die. That's it.
People who think they've got it
done.
made are usually burn out.
Yep.
I'm in the studio today talking with Gerald Bickel and Tim Youngren, as well as Marky Douglas, who are in the movie that they created called Who's in the Mirror, shot locally here in Great Falls, and it will air locally here too. Tell me about what you see for the future and when the film will air.
the film will air September 21st at the Mansfield Theater, I believe, right? The doors are going to open at 7 o'clock, and the idea is we want to, as people start going in, we want to play the sponsors and whoever helped, which is if it's a trailer from another company, which I have someone in mind, we go up on stage, introduce ourselves, and after that, we play the movie. And then at the end of the movie, I'm going to have somebody there with a camera and a good microphone to interview people. So, you know how you see on the news, how'd you like the movie? Like, yeah, it's all right, you know? But see, I want to get all that together because I want to get this film distributed. And adding that to it, well, they'll look at that and say, wow, the audience actually liked it. Let's check this movie out, you know?
Right.
If I could, I just want to emphasize that all the funds that are made during the showing on Saturday, September 21st, all the funds are going to the Angel Fund of Benefice Hospital, and that's important, I think, to note that Gerald decided to do this, which I think is a great idea to help the community and help this incredible organization itself.
Okay, it's a Benefit Health System Foundation program designed to help Montana families who have babies or children with catastrophic illnesses. Well, it doesn't get any more deserving than a fund like that. So my hat's off to you for finding those folks and donating what the proceeds of this movie to them for the projects that they do. Good on you.
Thank you.
The budget. How do you create a budget for a movie? Where do you get your funds? What?
Well, okay, for the 3 movies that we did, the budget was probably maybe $50. I mean, everybody
for each of them or for all of them?
probably as much as it costs to feed them and get them drinks.
This one actually, I think it cost a little bit more, but it wasn't that much more, and we were fortunate to find good actors who would donate their time to the project, and Gerald, obviously already has a good camera to use. The editing programs are already bought and paid for, so everything was pretty much taken care of out of our own pockets, that sort of thing. Gosh, if somebody gave us money to do a film, I don't know what we'd do on that. So
Yeah, we'd have an epic.
yeah, we did.
There you go.
But with this budget thing is, you get actors and actresses and restaurants, music bands, people that want to go forward, but they really don't have no way. But then when we come up with something like this, it's a way to get everything out there. I want what everybody wants that's part of this project. I want to get my name out. And if I do get my name out, I'm going to take whoever was loyal with me.
Yeah. Who are some of the people who helped you with this project?
Oh gosh.
The list is long and distinguished.
This is long as well. Like I said, there were numerous local businesses that really stepped up and helped us out. Obviously, and
there's a chance to thank them back.
It is, if I can remember them all now.
I remember Pizza Baron, Bar S.
Bar S, okay.
Yep.
IGA let us film. They even closed off the parking lot for us.
Yeah, they were great in doing that. So,
okay.
Yep.
Tim's house.
Yeah, my house. Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, no problem. So, gosh, I can't. Who else? Who else?
Mike's Video.
Yep. Mike did a good job. Yep. Oh, the Do Bar for.
Oh yeah, the Do Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Mr. What's his name? Palazzi or?
I think so.
Yeah.
And the guy that works there, his name is Robin Falstaff, I think his name is.
Yep.
And he's been in my first 2 movies, and he wanted to, be in every movie. So we gave him a small part where he flies into a board and smashes his face into it.
Cool.
Which was actually, when we told him, he goes, right in, we're like, no, we're going to do it a different way. We just
Yeah, he was pretty up for it.
Yeah. But
how many actors do you have in the movie altogether?
Oh my gosh, we've got, I'm trying to count in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got at least 10, 11, I think.
10, maybe 10 or 11 main actors, and then probably
Support
like
roles.
40 or 50 extras, and here and there.
Wow, that's a
shots.
lot of pizzas from the Pizza Baron.
Well, we kind of cut down on that. We just let the people who absolutely had to be there,
Okay.
So, and we're going like,
It's-
okay, we'll
yeah.
buy you a pizza,
Okay.
See, with these scenes, I wish that we had the budget to have a good catering, but since we don't have nothing, see these people, they come on the set, they do their part, and then they take off. Only time we really have anything is maybe during an action scene. We might have a 6-pack of beer.
There you go.
Just to loosen everybody up. Huh?
I should point out that Marky did not partake of the beer. Okay, Marky had root beer during those scenes.
Now, Marky, how old are you?
7,
7. Oh, I thought you were. What grade are you in now?
2nd grade.
The 2nd grade. And you told me the school, but I'm not sure. You'll have to tell me again.
Valley View.
Valley View. Do you like that?
Yes.
And you told me earlier that you really, really, really like your teacher.
Yes.
What's your teacher's name?
Miss McWilliams.
Miss McWilliams. Okay, you remembered her name after the first day. That's a good start, huh? Now you're going to be. What would you like to do when you get older? When you are an adult? You got any dreams? Would you like to be a famous actor?
That's
would.
that's like the only thing I really want to do right now.
All right. Well, I wouldn't be surprised after what I saw in the previews. Now, what kind of movies would you like to make when you get older?
I don't think I want to make them, but I do want to act in them.
Well, that's what I meant. That's a good point, though, is you're not actually making them, you're acting in them. Would you like to do adventure films, or do you want to be the hero?
I don't know. I just
gotta,
really,
whatever you can get.
yeah.
All right. Fun. Well, September 21st, that's coming around the corner. That's a lot of editing you got to do. You said 40 flicks or 40 scenes.
Yeah, as
or
of today, all I have to do is the end credits. I'm trying to get all the names because last time in the movie I forgot a couple names and I heard about it afterwards.
I'm sure you did.
But yeah, and then a simple scene I have to redo this weekend. But yeah, it's all basically done, and I worked night and day on it, and I'm actually at that point where I can't wait to finish so I can take a break.
How did you get into this business? What have you done besides making films?
Push carts at Walmart.
Okay, well, and how did you get into the movie business?
It started when I was a kid. I used to I read this Incredible Hulk comic books, and then there was this guy that did karate in there, and so I started imitating the moves, and then I seen Bruce Lee, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I'd fake fight with all my friends, and then we rented a camera. It was a VHS camera from a video store. They rented them out, and we made like a little fight scene. So after that, I mean, in school, I was a poor student. I spent most of my time writing scenes where the camera would go and where I would cut it. And then finally got a camera and we got started.
All right. Well, here you are now, and 3 films under your belt and a documentary. What was the documentary about?
The lobby bar, a ghost, they had this
docudrama then, huh?
Yeah. They have a tape. They brought me in there. I thought I was supposed to put a tape of someone stealing on a DVD because they wanted that. But when I went in there, it had a ghost. I'm like, what's this? And they put it in, and the cupboard door opens by itself with the security camera, and bottles come out of it right when the girl's walking by. And then you can see her all freaked out. So
wild. That's pretty wild.
So what I did is I interviewed people and kind of told facts about the place and, saved that kind of for the end, and then people would go to the lobby bar and watch it. They could still watch it there too.
No, the lobby, is that the place that's got the food downtown? Mexican food?
Yeah. Right next door is Luz's Mexican restaurant. Right. Yeah, great place.
Yeah.
They're not involved with the movie, but great place anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure you wandered in there a couple of times during the shoot.
Amazing food. So.
What was your favorite scene in the movie that Tim?
My favorite scene?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there are a few of them. I think a couple of scenes that Marky did really, I was just stunned by Marky's presence and his acting and that sort of thing. So a couple of the scenes that Marky did, there were some scenes that Andy Southern, the lead actor, did as Devin that just kind of blew me away too. I don't want to give anything away, but so I was really impressed by just the actors who were involved with it. I really was. So.
Any final thoughts about the production of this, or the shoot, or anything else?
I think Gerald should take a break after this. He needs a vacation after after this. So.
You know, Tim and I were talking, and we were thinking that maybe me and him should start a workshop for people that are seriously wanting to learn how to film. And
no, I'd love to do that. Yeah, that would be fantastic on that. So,
you know, I mean, of course, what we're teaching them might not be the right way, but you know, it's.
I find in filmmaking you find your own right way.
Yeah.
You know, and like Gerald said before, you know, how people shoot a scene, how people edit, it's all different, but that doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just different.
It's how you grab your audience.
Exactly.
That's exactly
And what
right.
works for one director doesn't necessarily work for another, and that's fine. That's okay on that. You know, otherwise it'd be pretty boring cookie cutter stuff.
Well, then we would just have one filmmaker out
Yeah,
there essentially.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
that's-
the diversity is what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts?
Just come out and see the movie on Saturday, September 21st at the Mansfield Theater at 7 p.m.
Okay. And how about some contact information for anybody who wants to get in touch with you, maybe about your film project that you're talking
Okay.
about, your training programs?
People can contact me on Facebook by typing in www.facebook.com/3RDFILMGERALDBICKEL, which is Third Film Gerald Bickel. And they can check out more information about that film, about
Okay.
the film. And I don't know if you want to repeat that.
I think I will. 'Cause
Okay.
You said it a little fast and people might not have had a
Serious.
pen or
It's
something.
okay. That's all right.
www.facebook.com/ and that's backslash, I guess. I don't know.
Backslash. Yeah.
And that's third film, FILM, Gerald, GERALD, Bickel, BICKEL, and all of this is connected. Nothing underneath it. Where do you get tickets for the movie?
You can get tickets from the Mansfield Theater. You can go in there between 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock, or 4:30, I think it is. It's the box office. It's
Okay.
kind of across
Around
from
back, sure.
the gas place.
Right.
Or you can get them online, which if you go on Facebook and type in the Mansfield Theater, tickets are going to be $9 until the day of the show, and then they're $10. But I don't know how long this deal is going to last, but you buy 4 tickets. I don't know if it's the day of the show, but you buy 4 tickets for $5 a piece.
Sure glad you guys came in today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Marky, you got any parting thoughts here? Anything you'd like to say to the people out there who are going to watch you in the movie? Was it a lot of fun?
Yes. I hope you like the movie.
There it is. You got a great voice there, Marky. Thank you for coming in. Mr. Gerald Bickel, Mr. Tim Youngren, and Mr. Marky Douglas, the makers and star of the movie Who's in the Mirror.